Hello everyone, and welcome back to Oblivion. Last time, we killed Umriel the Unfeathered and ended the Knights of the Nine quest line.
Hail, Commander.
Hello, Sir Brelin, you are small. No, seriously, he's tiny. Look at him compared next to me. Look at that guy. He's small. Why is he so small? Oh, he's a Bosmer. Right? That'll do it. Anyway, before I resume the main quest and all the other side quests I want to do, let's show off the last thing that you unlocked from the Knights of the Nine quest line. Tombs! Each of these tombs, when we activate them, will give you a different buff. All 5 points to a stat. Let's start off with Sir Henrik.
Julianus blesses you with his wisdom and his guidance. Trust in your knowledge, for it is the whole of who you are.
This will give us, I believe, 5 intelligence. This?
Zendar grants you the gift of a charity. Always be swift to protect and swift to forgive.
This is plus 5 speed, I believe. I'd have to double check. No, it is not. It is fortified personality? I guess that makes sense, but still. Alright, Tomb of Sir Casimir.
The Great Mother endures. Mara grants you her endurance. When all else fails you, look to love for the power to carry on.
Plus 5 endurance.
All that lives will die, and all that is dead will live again. Arcade grants you the will to reverse the cycle.
That's one way to put it, I guess. Yeah, RK is plus 5 willpower.
Kennerith grants you the swiftness of the wild.
Junkin is very brief. I like that. Plus 5 speed.
Kennerith grants you the swiftness of the wild.
What? Hang on a moment.
Zendar grants you the gift of a charity. Always
Right, because you're a personality, because that makes sense.
Dubella has strengthened your wit and charm. Never allow the beauty of the world to be lost on your eyes.
Unfortunately, it will be, because Oblivion is right at that uncanny valley point where it looks just good enough that you can't really forgive it much, but it also looks bad enough that you don't really like it much.
Lord Akatosh lends.
I'm going to go with Akatosh's Blessing, because what it does is give plus 5 strength.
You his might. When your own strength fails you, trust in mine.
Zenithar grants you good fortune.
Zenithar, though, luck.
May you always endeavor to become the master.
It's not quite a god stat as it was in Morrowind, but it's still pretty good.
Lord Akatosh lends.
Alright. I believe these all last for 12 in-universe hours, or they're permanent, and I'm not sure which. However, you can only have one at a time, otherwise it'd be kind of broken. Anyway, let's go for quests. We could go for a Shadow over Hackdirt, because that's a Shadow over Innsmouth nod, and I'll admit to quite loving the Lovecraftian themes involved. I'd go for the Siren's Deception, which is basically kind of weird. I could go for Separated at Birth. I'm not going for Dorn Niben Bay. A Venerable Vintage isn't really a good idea. You know what? let's go visit our various houses, really. Thankfully, we can fast travel to Frostcrag Spire instantly, so you don't have to walk all the way there. Otherwise, this would be very annoying. I like to get these quests out of my journal to fill things out. You can also take a look over at the houses. This one I like, because look at that. It's a freaking wizard's tower. Like, it looks like something out of Heroes and Might and Magic 3. Like, that's just cool, because I really love that game. I'd also do a Let's Play of it if it weren't for the fact that my tactics strategically are incredibly boring. It's a turn-based game, it doesn't really have the needleness of Total War Warhammer 2. Also note that this game does not record your footprints, grumble grumble, lazy lazy. Not actually really something I consider lazy lazy because, well, game of its time and all that, but still. Yep, that's true, 1,000 extra gold pieces, I believe. Now, something neat. Look down here. It's actually a Frost Astronaut's hand spitting up. As I pen this, I gaze upon the walls of my home and remember the very day its design came to fruition. Though it seems like yesterday, it was actually many years ago. I was an impetuous wizard. I wasn't simply satisfied living at the Arcane University. I spent years coming up with the design for my home, a place where I could practice my magic in peace and keep myself away from the prying eyes of my colleagues. I pored over tomes and dusty scrolls, scoured the bookshops of the land, and even delved into ancient ruins looking for inspiration. Finally, as I rested my weary body at a camp outside of Bruma, I marveled in awe at the majesty of the Jural Mountains. I became inspired. Like a madman, I began to sketch exactly what I wanted my grand dwelling to look like. It wasn't long before I had completed my masterpiece, put down my quill, and took a step back to see what I had wrought. Frostcrag Spire was born. And now, as age overwhelms me and the glow is dying from my eyes, I wish to give the spire to you. The thought that my dream could one day crumble to ruin fills me with sadness. I know that you'll take care of your new home, and if need be, restore it to its former glory. Please heed my instructions carefully. There's much to tell, and the strength drains from my limbs. Frostcrag Spire contains many wonderful inventions. I spent my whole life perfecting them, and I hope you'll put them to good use. My pride and joy is the Atronach altar. By bringing 3 salts from the very same creatures to this altar, you can summon an Atronach familiar to do your bidding. It will obey your simple commands and defend you in times of need. Should you tire of it, simply speak to it and dismiss it. These fine creatures have protected me in my travels and should be of great use to you. With permission from the Arcane University, I've had a spell-making and enchanting altar placed in the tower as well. You have but to provide the mage tallow candles to power them, and they will serve you well. Working closely with my good friend Sindarian, the master alchemist of Skingrad, I developed the Frostcrag apparatus table. This table is for the discerning alchemist, and should help even the most difficult brews become easier to create. I've also reseeded my alchemy conservatory with the best ingredients Cyrodiil has to offer, and some from beyond her borders. Finally, I created portals to all of the mages guilds in Cyrodiil. This should make it easier to travel to them in times of need. I've entrusted most of my belongings to Arlen Way, the Mystic Emporium in the Market District of the Imperial City. There you'll find everything you need to bring Frostcrag Spire back from the dead. She may require compensation for her time and care watching these special items, but I assure you it's well worth the coin. Please, take care of Frostcrag Spire. She was my home, and much of myself is infused with the stone and mortar. May your journeys be safe, and the roads you travel free of danger. Frostcrag Spire, at first, doesn't look like much. And then this happens. That's the vault. But first we see the altar of spellmaking and the altar of enchanting. This is the Atronach altar. We can't summon any yet because we don't have any of the salt. And yes, we do in fact need the candles. This is the living area, but let's go to the vault first. Shall we? The vault does not look like much. Because, right now, it really is not much. But things will happen with this vault. You don't buy upgrades to it, obviously. Not directly. But things will happen with this vault. Also, there's no loading screen between areas, so that's sweet. I thought there was. Never mind. I'm a retard, apparently. Ah, the conservatory. This place is very nice. Not only because it has a bunch of rare and common ingredients, because it has a lot of different ones in close proximity. An extra Nern route if you're working on that quest. Don't worry, you can still do the quest without the DLC. The devs are not that kind of asshole. There's a bunch of Haradra root and bloodgrass here. Along with Spittlestick, too. Simply domesticated Spittlestick, because normal Spittlestick will actually hurt you. You may have literally active lava. Don't worry about it, it's not a threat. But overall, this place is very, very good for an alchemist. There was something there. Also, there are things like mana blooms. And mana blooms are very useful, by the way. I will strongly suggest you harvest all of them you can, as I believe ambrosia is a very, very potent ingredient indeed. They also have nightshade and tobacco. Tobacco is pretty good for you, frankly. Unlike in real life. I would not recommend tobacco in real life, though I do understand some people smoke. I just personally would not recommend it. Now this door takes you to that place they mentioned that lets you teleport to all the mages guilds. Pretty useful. You can also see that castle from there. If this was Morrowind, I could just fly down there from my wizard's tower by being a gigantic frickin' show-off. Now you have a portal to the very top level. The very top level has nothing on it. But let's go to the Imperial City Market District. Not simply just because I want to buy the things, though I do, but because I want to sell my stockpile of rather useless jewelry.
Well met.
Go on.
Let's go to the copious coin purse. The guy here likes me a lot because I, helped him with a bit of an issue, and he tends to buy everything, so...
It is good to see you again.
Thank you, Thornir. What are the
It
rumors?
sounds like the Knights of the Nine are on a real crusade. They're collecting holy relics for something.
Me. That's the something.
What can I interest you in?
Well, first I want to haggle you. You like me quite a bit, so I think I can get away with 55.
You drive. That seat.
I mostly just want to get these items out of my inventory, aside from
You got
Sir
a
Emil's ring, which I'm keeping,
You've
despite it
made
being
a
an
good
extra
bit of
pound.
gold.
Ah, I forgot to look at ambrosia. Yeah, it does restore... Basically what ambrosia does is restore your health, so... Now maybe it's only effect that makes it a very easy way to acquire restore health. Spittle sticks, as you can see, are very, very strong at hurting things. Haradra is also good at hurting things, and bloodgrass, where's bloodgrass? Bloodgrass has chameleon, which is quite hard to find. Also, I'm going to sell him 15 Welkin stones. No. Whatever you're thinking. No. I don't have that bad taste, damn it.
A good price for a...
Goodbye, Thornir.
Please, return soon. It's all...
We're now a bit lighter. We also have more carry weight because of that lovely
Good to see
blessing,
you.
but we need to get to
If
the
you're
Mystic
looking for
Emporium.
books, First edition is the only place in the city to find them.
I know.
It's a shame all the smaller bookstores are gone. I guess they just couldn't compete.
How are you? Why? Great. Greetings. Any word about the other They say secrets of this
Anyway, it's not really hard to find the Mystic Emporium.
Antus Vannon, retired. Sleep late and read trashy books. I don't keep up with the Mages Guild affairs anymore.
Alright. What are your rumors?
I shopped at Three Brothers a couple of days ago. Not sure which one I talked to, though.
Yep, they're all triplets, so that causes issues. Of course,
Take care.
I have the magical power of the lower right corner. What? They're closed already? Let's wait 15 hours. That'll take me to 9 a.m. But most stores should open around 9 a.m., really. This is kind of odd. I guess the Mystic Emporium closes early? Rather not be locked out of Frostcrag Spire. I like Frostcrag Spire the most out of all the places, honestly. By the way, just something I want to show off. You can push NPCs around.
Yes? I spent 40 years at the Arcane University. Good years, but I don't miss it. Now I'm completely useless. And proud of it.
Alright.
You too.
Oh, I think I found the issue. He's trying to enter the Mystic Emporium, but he can't actually get in. The shit? Let me go around the back and see if I can do a little fuckery or something.
Greetings.
I've heard it's the best light armor in the city.
Well, this is just incredibly strange. Okay, I'm going to have to look up how to fix this later. I suppose for now we're locked out of the Mystic Emporium. Which pisses me off, but I can't do much about it right now. Well, let's go to Deep Scorn Hollow next. The evil lair, as it were. I don't plan on doing too much here, frankly, because it is the evil lair, and I'm the Divine Flippin' Crusader, you may have noted. But yeah, there is, however, a lump of Nern root right there. You may be noticing a pattern with the Nern root. But how much Nern root do I have now? 7! I need 3 more. Not bad at all. It's just inside this little trunk tube thing. Yeah, if you're a novice in an armor type, it degrades faster than usual, which makes it very expensive to use. Now, can I harvest these? I can take a flawed pearl, I guess. Pearls aren't really nearly as valuable as they used to be. Which sucks ass, but, eh. I'll take the flawed pearl. The slaughterfish has scales. What's this? Turdos 18, Rain's Hand, 3rd Era, 421. Sithis speaks to me. He does not use words, but I can hear his voice. Echoes of darkness spring from his lips and tell me what I must do. The Dark Brotherhood must be purged of its clean-blooded vermin, and a new order must take the reins. The time is nigh for the vampire to claim his rightful place as the true hands of Sithis. I have secured the help of many of my kin, and soon we shall spread like a cold fog through the ranks and make the group our own. Soon Sithis will give the sign, the time will be right, and the crimson scars will strike. Lordos, Rain's Hand, 3rd Era, 421. We are betrayed! That cur, Valerian, has made true our plans to the fingers. We have been discovered. The Brotherhood struck as we slept, not even giving the scars a chance to fight back. Using their silver weapons, they pierced the heart of many of my brothers. The screams I could hear as they turned to dust still echo within my mind. I was able to dispatch 2 of the purebloods that fell upon me. Before they could send more, I made good my escape. I must find a place to hide, to recover from this blow. I will make my way south to Deepscorn Hollow, my old hideaway from when I was but a novice. There I will make my dark plans, and we shall see who Sithis truly favors. Tyrdos 21, 2nd Seed, 3rd Era, 421. It's been nearly a month, and yet none of my brethren has returned to the fold. What puzzles me is why I have not heard from my lord Sithis. Sorry. Sithis hasn't spoken to me since that dark night. What have I done to displease him? I have slain many since then, and poured their lifeblood on his altar, but still he remains silent. As I ponder this, I turn my attentions to the lair. Deepscorn Hollow will rise as the new headquarters of the Crimson Scars. But it must be prepared. So much to do. Lordos 1, mid-year, 3rd Era, 421. The lair has improved much. I was fortunate to find Rowley Airdwolf at the Wanna Inn, outside of the Imperial City, another Scar who had escaped the Night of Slaughter. He now does his dark work acquiring the tools I need to bring Deepscorn Hollow back to its former glory. I must remember him in the future should I ever need these items again. Midas 17th or 11th, it's hard to tell. Sun's Height, 3rd Era, 421. All along I was mistaken. All along I was the blight upon Sithis and his dark name. Tonight he spoke to me again. I learned of his displeasure. Again I heard no words, but I knew the meaning. I was meant to take blood, to spill blood, but never to taste blood. My sanguine ways have offended my lord. I must cleanse myself of this filth. I must find a way. Tyrdas the 30th, Sun's Height, 3rd Era, 421. I have found it! My lord will be pleased. My answer lies with the purge blood salts. Yes, I will bathe in these tonight and free myself from my old ways. Hail Sithis, Dark Ruler, soon I will be your only true disciple. Basically, it's a tale of a vampire with what is called in Japan middle schooler syndrome, or in the more common English-speaking world, edgy git syndrome. Victim's loot chest. Nice place. Now, can I harvest these mushrooms? No, they're just more decorative ones. Over here is Greywin's first cache. Decent supply of stuff. There are a fair few of these lying around. I believe they unlock further as you progress in building up Deepscorn Hollow. They are pretty decent loot. Let's go to Deepscorn Cloister and investigate the rest of this place. I don't intend to use it majorly, but it's a good coin sink later on. Oh joy, human skull. Lovely. Darkest darkness. Really? He carried around... He had a book on him called Darkest Darkness. Did he cut himself and offer his own lifeblood to Sithis too? At this point, I believe that level of edge. Ah, Purge Blood Salts. These are actually quite rare, so I'm going to keep them around. They are quite powerful as well. 3 crystal formations here. If you have the Purge Blood Salts and you have the Font of Renewal, you can stop being a vampire. It's really quite useful. You know, vampires are... In general, in most Elder Scrolls games, vampires are pretty shit. Like, it's just not worth the pain of being a vampire to, well, be a vampire. You get some okay benefits, but it's generally just not worth it. Okay, that's Deep Scorn Bastion. That's yet deeper. Deep and dark and mwahaha. A skeleton with some bone meal and a bone. Not interested. I can't even turn bones into bone meal, despite the fact that I have a mortar and frickin' pestle. Let's go to the Bastion. A wooden door, I see. What's through here? A bed! And a coffin! The coffin will become a bed later on. Because vampires and coffins and edge! Deep Scorn Shrine! Yet deeper! Into the edge! It does, however, have some wisp stalks. I'll take those. This is another edge place. Ah, Greywind's final cache. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a really useful item, and I'm not going to sell it because water breathing on self is incredibly powerful. I'm not sure where his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th caches are. Or maybe in 5th. Ichor of Sithis is required. However, there's a bunch of Nightshade lying around for free, so good potion materials. Poison materials, specifically. Very fitting for Sithis. So the fact that they're depicting Sithis as anything instead of nothing... Someone's not gonna be happy. Someone's not gonna be happy. And they're going to express that unhappy on your face. Yeah, I'm going to have to either look up or just not care about the rest of the caches. Because honestly, I don't remember any of them having anything amazing. Some of them are okay, but they're not usually amazing. Something wants to pick a fight! Very well. It's... I fought a mud crab. A mud crab. Alright. This is the thieves, or rogues, if you want to be more, polite. Area. Dunbarrow Cove. This one you actually have to fight through. There's a lot of ghosts in here. So if you don't have a silver or magical weapon, you're starting off the game and go, oh, hey, I want my own special house. Well, there's a problem. Also, Nern Root. How many does that put me at, actually? 9, so if I get one more, and I should from Battlehorn, or even here maybe if I'm lucky. What does Water Hyacinth's Nectar do? Damage, luck, and fatigue. That's pretty good, honestly. Smuggler's Cave. A barrel with nothing of interest. A crate with nothing of interest. A chest! Nothing of interest. Nernroot! And acknowledges, hey, you have 10 Nernroot. I forgot it did that. Thank you, Thank you, Quest. A torch and some gold. I'll take that. Another torch. We'll take that, because torches are weightless now, so you don't have to worry about actually having to carry things. I can't really think of an in-universe explanation for it, but I'll be damned if it isn't helpful as all get out. A cupboard with nothing I care about. A battered crate called a battered crate. I'll take a torch. Like, there's literally no reason I know of not to just stock up on a bajillion torches. So, yeah. Just when I saw something glint there. Ah, stacks of barrels. A repair hammer and some gold. I'll take that, thank you very much. Two repair hammers. This place has already proved out quite worth it. Boar meat! Boar meat! Boar meat! Boar meat! I think it's vaguely interesting. Torch! But yeah, that wasn't really anything interesting, because I don't plan on joining the Thieves Guild, because, you know, I'm the Divine Crusader. The only reason I could really roleplay as clearing this out is, you know, wait. The locked room is a skill book, isn't it? I seem to remember the locked room being a skill book at least in Morrowind. And it's a skill book here, too! Nice. Security? The dining hall is shut and needs a key. What the hell? By the way, they will give you a free steel cutlass here, so easy way to get a decent sword. Yeah, there's not just skeletons, I believe. There should also be a ghost or two. The ghost or two is the main problem. Look at all them points on the map. So it's a local, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on one odds, plus whatever one's locked away. Nothing here. However, I believe none of them have any decent ranged weapons. They're called Red Saber Skeletons. It seems one fell apart just from the fire damage. Yeah. Ah! I'd forgotten about this. They all drop very high quality steel weapons. Unfortunately, their quality is not well, very strong as weapons. They're not actually very valuable. Which is dumb! Hey, this is a super good weapon! Cool, I can sell for a ton of cash. No, lol. Nope. Sorry. I'll fix myself up a bit before engaging the skilly bump. Huh, he managed to parry me. But yeah, the Superb Steel Cutlass and Fine Steel Cutlass are both, well, very good weapons. Especially the Superb one. Yeah, all the skelly bums in here have melee weapons only. So if you're good at ranged combat, you can just stand at the entrance to this area and just bombard them with frickin' whatever the hell you want to use. The Master Forge, damn, that's 19. I'm actually tempted because Master Forge is the best quality of cutlass. I am tempted, ladies and gentlemen. I am really tempted to use this. But it won't always hit harder than the Blade of the Crusader. Ah, they're going to be running over that way. Well, now I'm at full health, so... soften them up a little bit. They get the benefits of these rather impressive weaponries too, though, so... do not go gentle. I do like that there are sounds for things falling into the water, though. That's cool. Now, something I'd like to note. Skill in magic no longer just makes your magic better, it merely makes it cheaper. Those can turn out to be more mana efficient. Sometimes you just want to be able to go... health full. Goodbye. Good night. You know? Down here is the prison area, including a bedroll if you manage to level up. I might. I'm not sure how close I am, and I should probably check. Tongs, broom, shovel, nothing special. How close am I to a level? Pretty close! I may actually be using that bedroll. How close am I? I'm at 74 blade skill. That's pretty good. Like, one more point and I'm an expert in blade, which means I get a backwards power attack, I think? Ha! This guy fell right into a boat. It's like you died in your own boat. Adorable. However, it'll be cool if there was actually something neat down here. As far as I know. Alright. You know what? Yeah, I could walk all the way up, but that would not make for anything interesting. Alright, torch there, on the here. Mutton! I don't think we've seen mutton before. Let's give it a look, shall we? Fortify health! Yummy, yummy, yum, yum. A ton of beer! Not yummy, yummy, yum, yum. Beer is bad. It's £1 for 2 gold pieces. The Black Flag! Yar har fiddle dee dee doo 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 dee. 2 gold nuggets here, though. Keep an eye out for those. Really quite valuable. And another bedroll, too. Yeah, I don't believe there's anything back here. We're going to give it a look. Is that a thing? That's not a thing. Right. I'm doing something wrong. Clear says go down here. What am I missing? Oh, I'm supposed to go to the captain's quarters. Well, that explains the issue. Watch this guy, he has a magic sword. Ow! So I think he has a magic sword? Just die, Captain Dougal. Thank you. Carried bone meal and a superb steel cutlass. Dahlia Rackham. Alright, Captain Dougal. Get the hell out of the way of your own books. Three parts! Oh boy, this will be a read. Third era, 286 or thereabouts. I'm finding it unlikely that anyone will be finding this journal, but if they do, know that here be written the last words of the great Captain Torridon ap Dougal, Scourge of the Abacan Sea, Terror of the Gold Coast, Cutthroat of Hunding Bay, and Lord Captain of the Red Sabre, the finest band of buccaneers and pirates yet to sail Tamriel. I ain't a man with much use for words. I ain't never been to no academies, and ain't never wrote no books. Words ain't never earned me no gold, so they's worthless to me. That's why you have both quartermasters and first mates. Now I'm gonna be setting me last thoughts down here on paper, cause I ain't got much time left here, and it's every old man's right to have his words heard. Now my business is fighting, sailing, and looting. I became a leader of sailing men, the most feared in history, or so they tells me. Now before you getting ahead of yourself, let me be warning you that me tale is not end well. As I'm sure you can see from wherever you found me rotten bones in this god's cursed cavern. I was born in a little town on the north coast of Skyrim called Dunbarrow. Me mother was a wench and me father was a right bastard. The only thing that either of 'em e'er did for me was doing the favor of selling me off to a sea captain with Iron 9. That captain, he taught me everything I'd ever need to know about sailing, and a few things about the rest too. See, he were a smuggler, and he taught me all about smuggling and avoiding the Imperial Navy as he ran the Skooma route from Daggerfall to Vivek. Shame you were caught and hung. You were as close to a daddy as this old pirate ever knew. Closer than that bastard what sold me off for... well, that's for sure. After the captain were hung, I got around Hammerfell a lot. Fell with a few cues here and there, and after time got myself hired as a midshipman on Captain Calidus's ring. Of course, Calidus was a drunkard, and the damn fool ran his own ship aground Anvil before we get any real pirating done. So embarrassed were he that he drank himself to death in one of the pisshole towns of this flat little seawater town. So there I were, in a backwater port where the war against the usurper broke out. I were out on hire with a rickety tub and a worthless rod of a captain, where the Imperial Navy stole every private ship in port to go out and fight their war. We was coming back in dock when he heard about it. Now only a fool doesn't bite when he smells blood in the water, and that captain of ours was going to hand his rudder over to the Navy. The rest of us, well, we didn't so much lack that. We cut his throat and tossed his worthless carcass to the depths for Ermis Mora to feast on. The rest of us put keel to this mud hole, and broke for the nearest cove to lay low a while. Now things I learned about wars, it's profitable for just about everyone, except for the poor bastards that actually have to go and fight in it. While the Navy was putting down the revolution, they were too busy to worry about a bunch of pirates running up and down the Gold Coast. Even better for us, the Navy was needing a stream of supplies up in High Rock to fight and didn't have the ships to escort them. In case you don't know, you don't be knowing, cargo vessels without escorts is a pirate's best friend. Seriously, you can practically hear the evil laugh after that line. In just a couple of years, I had every buccaneer from Ear to Valenwood flying under my flag. We had dozens of ships and crew, and more men join on every day. Soldiers and sailors, cast us from the war, escaped prisoners. They're the best cutthroats and sons of whores that a pirate captain could ever wish for. It brings a tear to me eye to think of them all. But even better than the men were the ships. Captured Navy gutters, refitted privateer galleons. You had a few of them Bosmer ships with the phony living sails in my fleet. I like this detail, the Bosmer are actually pretty good biocrafters. The finest ship I saved for myself, the Black Flag. You'll find a rotten hole around here. She don't look like much now, but I can tell you that in her day, there weren't no vessels she couldn't outrun. All these men and ships, we call ourselves the Red Saber. The merchant ships call us Death on the Seas. We got to be so feared that most crews just abandoned ship when they seen our flag on the horizon. With no nobody to stop us, Captain Thornton ap Dougal and the Red Saber was known all over the east. Now, I ain't one to brag, but the Empire had a bounty on me of 40,000 coins. That's the equivalent of killing 40 men, by myself! Now that's something to be proud of. Of course, the poor bastards could never collect on it, Anvil being the wretched den that it is, and most sailors there worked for me anyhow, the nation could never get no one to give me up. I wish those days could have lasted forever. But you know how it is, friend. Ain't nothing good can ever last. He probably taught a lot of men that. I ain't got much time left. Sure, we had plenty of food down here. It lasted for years, but all this time in the wet and the dark, I got something nasty not growing in me. What a terrible way to die. Not in the end of an enemy's cutlass, but because of some damned sickness. No seafaring man should die like this. At least I can still hear the water. But I was telling the story of how I got mine, weren't I? I cursed the day that the Cameron usurper died and that war ended, because it was at that day that Commodore Fasfel Umbrox turned his attention to the Red Saber. A couple of months after the war, that fat, pompous bastard decided to come down here to Anvil and take a port in my town, looking to break up the Red Saber. The Emperor gave him whatever he asked for to campaign against us, despite the coffers being empty from the war in Iraq. You know, with that accent, if I say High Rock, it sounds like Iraq. Heh. When Umbrox couldn't get what he wanted from my men in Anvil, he sent looking all over the Abacaean Sea for the Black Flag. There are hundreds of islands in Abaca, and he landed a crew on each one. He rooted out my men when he could find them, hung those who weren't willing to go peacefully, and jailed those who laid down their arms. No matter for many ships and men it cost him, he kept coming with more and more. We couldn't never get out of him, we couldn't never mount a counterattack. It took him 4 years and a hell of a lot of ships, but the sea rat finally tracked me down. It were my own fault anyway. If I never made the mistake I made, he'd have died before he found me. But a man has to stand up for his mistakes, no matter if it cost him. Besides, ain't like I'll be fooling ye, since you're likely staring at me bones as you're reading this. Umbernox had his main force at a course, following a lead that I planted. I set sail back to Anvil, hoping to catch him off guard, capture the boats he left behind, and fight with his own ships in Anvil Bay. Heh! Can you imagine looking at his pig's face if it had worked? I thought I'd finally get to show the horse on his face in a proper fight. I should have known, but he had men waiting there for me. We fought like hell, but we were trapped in the bay. The Navy men set the town on fire to keep us from fleeing on the land. I'm sure that the fine citizens of Cyrodiil didn't weep for the torching of a town of thieves. The main force of Imperial dogs held us until Umbernox showed up in his flagship. Umbernox fought me to the last ship, and in the end, the bay was filled with sunken and burning boats. If I weren't fighting for my life, I'd have probably thought it was beautiful. So, the black flag and Umbernox's rickety tub were the only ones that were still floating and fighting when dawn came. So, I did what any pirate with sense had tried to do. I tried to run. Now understand, I'm a rat bastard in my own way. I'm a pirate, a murderer, a thief, and I certainly ain't never believed in a fair fight. There's a line and an unspoken code between sailing men, and Umbernox went too far. He had mages on his ship. Mages ain't never been allowed on my boats. They're no good. Bad luck, and I don't trust them. Turns out, I was right. I cut across the south side of the bay, along the huge cliff wall that used to be there. I had me elms and stay as close as he could to that cursed cliff. I could hear the mages from the deck of Umbernox's ship yelling some nonsense into the wind. A few rocks fell into my deck, a few more, and then the whole bloody cliff came crashing down on top of me. Now don't you worry, I didn't die just then. The cliff clapped around the ship, making this damned cavern. Better that it just fell on us, but no. It sealed the Black Flag, her crew, and me under tons of rock. We were buggered. I seen me own blood more times than I could ever count. Seeing the ragged mess that just come up out of me lungs just now is the only time I've ever been afraid of it. I guess I should be getting to the last bit of me story. Me and me crew were trapped down here. Now to see the light again. Some rot. We tried digging out. We tried blasting out. We tried calling to the Nines and the Daedric Princes for help. Nothing worked. Some of the men went crazy when we figured out that there were no getting out, but most of us just accepted what fate had dealt us. We made the Black Flag into the best home that we could and tried making a life of it down here. We had plenty of stores with us, and since most of the crew were killed in the fight, it was more than enough to go round. I will tell you, though, that you ain't known suffering until you ate nothing but hard rations for 20-some years. All the pain I ever caused anyone has been paid back to me in tenfold, and I haven't eaten the same filth every day for the whole time I've been down here. Then Grim died off. Grim was the first one, and one by one the boys had been dropping off. They all got the same sickness I ended up with. We buried him when we could, threw him in the water we didn't have the strength to bury him. Finally, we just made him walk to the far side of the cavern a couple of days before the sickness ran its course. I'm the last, and I suppose that makes sense. The great Captain Dougal, defeated by Fazil and Mrox and buried alive forever. I went back to Anvil, probably let burn and slip the ashes into the sea. Mrox probably went back to the Imperial City to pat himself on the back and be rewarded with lands and titles. Like I said way back in the beginning, I don't expect nobody should ever read this, but if by chance someone does find my carcass down here in this pit, do an old seaman a favor. Track down whatever descendants that fat old sack Umbernox may have and tell him that Tordan ap Dougal says hello. Captain Dougal, You're a bastard, a son of a war, a mass murderer, and probably caused the Empire a great amount of grief right when it didn't need it. You probably cost thousands of men's lives. And yet, I can't bring myself to hold any real hate for you. But whatever happened to you, know this. You didn't deserve to become a skeleton. That is going to be the last for today, ladies and gentlemen. We have the nerd root we need. We've explored 3 of the 4 settlements. Next time, I'll be trying to fix those 2 locations that were the location that was being a bit buggy. The one from Frost Crag Spire one, complete with word fumbling. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do that this episode, as we're pretty much about to end. So we haven't really acquired anything fantastic, I would say. But yet this has not been Hellfire and Brimstone. So I'm going to save. I'm going to do something that may be a bit stupid. The magic clothing and magic's everything, really. Well,
how do you do?
It worked. So, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below or in the threads on Space Battles and Sufficient Philosophy that will be linked in the description. But for now, goodbye.